Welcome to Moment of Clarity. I'm Lee Camp. I wanted to give an update on Julian Assange here. Oh, and by the way, real quick, please share this. Please get it out there. This channel is incredibly suppressed. Everything we do, everything I do is suppressed and not shared with people. So please take a minute to share it and let people know it exists. I do these videos almost every single day, except sometimes. And you can always get them at leecamp.com. So anytime you miss one, just go to leecamp.com and you can watch the new one. Update on Julian Assange, which, so his trial's been ongoing. Most of you already know he's facing 175 years in prison if he were to get extradited to the U.S. There's many unprecedented, ridiculous levels of this trial in such a kangaroo court. I've gone through them before. I've gone through all the ways he's been persecuted and attacked and exploited for being the most accurate publisher who has ever lived, perhaps, at least well-known publisher who's ever lived, considering WikiLeaks has never published anything false. But the update that I think is a pretty big one, and even the NBC News covered it, which, oh my God, when the corporate hacks cover something about Julian Assange, that is record setting. So here's the update on Assange. Lawyers for Assange, a group of lawyers, put out an open letter demanding Assange's immediate release and for him not to be extradited to the United States. They got people to sign on to that letter, a bunch of the high-powered, high-level lawyers around the world, but not just lawyers. There are many other world leaders who have endorsed this open letter, which this is a new step. This is, this many world leaders coming together to demand Julian Assange's freedom is something new. It hasn't happened, at least not in a collected way until now. So this is pretty incredible. The signatories of the letter include the president of Argentina, Alberto Fernandez, two former presidents of Brazil, Dilma Rousseff and Lula da Silva. And by the way, if you get a chance to watch Lula's video defense of Assange, he puts it beautifully, and he is rightfully outraged about Assange's continued imprisonment. Let me tell you some of the other world leaders. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, former Ecuadorian leader Rafael Correa, the National Lawyers Guild here in the United States, Ernesto Samper, former President of Colombia, Evo Morales, former President of Bolivia, Fernando Lugo, former President of Paraguay, Jose Mujica, former president of Uruguay, Luis Zapatero, former prime minister of Spain, Leonel Fernandez, former president of the Dominican Republic, Martin Torrijos, former president of Panama, Rafael Correa, former president of Ecuador, Jeremy Corbyn, former head of the Labour Party in the UK, Slavoj Žižek, the well-known philosopher, Ron Paul, former U.S. congressman from Texas. As far as I know, he's the only U.S. congressperson on the list. I'm sure there's others that hopefully that at least former congresspeople that would have endorsed. I mean, they weren't able to reach out to everyone, but I hear they did reach out to Bernie Sanders and have not heard back. But anyway, that the main point is that you have world leaders, many of them, coming forward and saying Assange must be freed immediately because this is fucking ridiculous. And it's a fucking kangaroo court where they're not even allowing all the evidence. They've kept the witnesses to half an hour. And basically every time a witness goes up there and explains that Julian Assange is a hero and that he revealed war crimes and that there should be monuments to him, the prosecution just goes up and says this person's biased and nothing they say matters. Also, they heard from a witness in the past couple of days who had recorded a phone call with a representative of the Trump administration who had said he knew that Trump ordered the arrest of Julian Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy, which, if that's the case, then that delegitimizes this extradition proceeding, because the whole idea is that someone is not extradited for political reasons. They are extradited for purely legal reasons, for the crimes that they've committed, although Assange has not really. And it's supposed to not be a political process. But of course, if Trump ordered the arrest of Julian Assange, if that came from the top, then that is completely political. And of course, there's a bunch of other things you can look at to prove this is a political witch hunt to kill the messenger, stop the person who revealed the war crimes of the empire. But anyway, this is a big step because not only did all these world leaders come out, but the mainstream media decided to actually give it some coverage for a minute, for a slight second. They mentioned the trial of someone who has, had more impact on the reality we know, the political machinations that have gone on over the past decade or more, and his work is truly incredible, and so everyone should be standing up for him. And what I said on Twitter yesterday was, if you are watching any news outlet that doesn't at least regularly mention the Julian Assange trial, and even more than that, they should be in-depth covering it almost every day. But if they don't even mention it on a regular basis, turn that media source off. And then whatever you were listening to it on, if it's like your laptop or your radio or whatever, pull that out of the wall and pee on it. And then never listen to that source again, ever. Because if they've made a choice to not even mention Julian Assange and his trial that is going on right now on a regular basis, then they have made a choice to be propaganda stooges for the ruling elite, to be the fucking stenographers for the State Department. They have made a choice to do that and not even stand up for someone who has the same fucking job as them, a journalist. So if they've made that choice, no matter what else they're saying, if they've made that choice to ignore Julian Assange, then that tells you everything you need to know about them. That tells you that they are a completely unreliable source. So, remember, rip it out of the wall. Rip it out of the wall first, excuse yourself. And then pee on it. Very important to do those steps in order. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope you will share this. And like I said, I do these every single weekday, except sometimes. So please go to leecamp.com every day and watch the new one. That would be awesome. And please share these, hit the subscribe button, and click the bell icon. And keep fighting.